would you look at that? 2021 has already come and gone like the wind, and honestly, we've already been through so much. Now with that aside, I'm a gamer and a streamer and spent the better half of 2021 trying to better myself and work through the process of cleaning games on stream and off stream. And it got me thinking, of the past 12 months, now that we are in the time for the holidays and celebrating Donkey Kong December, what were some of my most memorable games? And the answer to that may surprise you. I decided to break down mainly only the games I played on stream over at twitch.tv/Metallic Aerox. As of this video, we're getting close to breaking 700 follower goal, and I'd love you to be a part of that growing community, so consider following me down in the socials below. Alright, let's break down the rules. If I streamed it on Twitch, it's eligible to be in this video. Now, as a variety streamer and someone born in the 90s, my tastes in gaming are all over the menu and generally spanning the last 40 years throughout gaming. Thankfully, the industry from gaming is a very competitive one, so with most developers, they put their foots down and fire on all cylinders to bring out the best content that they can possibly usher. I said most! And as for myself, I can't stick to just one genre of gaming. No. Sure, I have a passion towards JRPGs and action-adventure games, but as long as the gameplay is fun and the game itself delivers, I'll take a slice of that pie. Without further ado, here is my top 5 games that I completed on stream. Alright, quick aside here, done reading from the script, but I just gotta say, these are in no particular order, so take that with a grain of salt if you will. Number 1, Hades. Going into this game, I never played any roguelikes. The fact that an hour or so of a work could amount to nothing in tangible results on the file always deterred me from trying out this genre of gaming. I was told by my community that Hades is more like a roguelite, sort of where progression and saving progress have more tangible results, and given the art style and the gameplay on the face value, I really wanted to try this game. And I was hooked! This game is truly a masterpiece. The story drives you with just enough information to keep you going further throughout your runs, uncovering the mystery of your mother and learning all about the residents of the realm of Hades with their own trials and tribulations throughout the years. The combat is well crafted to ensure that no two runs are truly alike due to the various of weapons and the different random boon drops covered throughout the game, all of which are generally better on certain weapons. Considering how many rooms there are per escape, it evokes the mind as well for synergy as opposed to combat alone. You don't just want to grab random abilities. No. The main purpose is to craft together a build using the very power of the gods themselves to take down everything and anything that stands in your way of the truth. If you haven't played Hades, please do yourself a favor and pick this game up. It's nearly on every modern console right now, along with Steam, and I feel this is something that you can always come back to with no sense of it ever getting tiring. Number 2, Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. Come on, that D really had to ruin that alliteration. JRPGs, there had to be one on here, right? And Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age is one of the most modern releases at the time for the long-standing Dragon Quest franchise that first launched in the mid-1980s for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And honestly, there is no shock to see why these games never stopped being released. Considering one of the games that set the practices and standards in Japanese role-playing games, Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age takes place in the world of Endria, where you play as a chosen hero, and you and your band of friends you meet along the way have to rid the world of Mordegon, the source of darkness in the world. The story itself on the bigger picture is very standard. However, once you zoom into the finer details, the game shines in more than just one way. The humor of the game itself is fantastic. The interactions and development of the characters along the way are impactful that lead up to the bigger picture and everything else cohesively coming together. And the combat is generally fun and offers enough difficulty and strategy to really keep your mind giving it a workout, and to be creative with your teams. Dragon Quest offers weapons, equipments, and a grid-like system to help augment and shape your team for whatever you need to do. And considering this is 8 characters, each with several different options for various weapons, presents a huge array of means to really kick some ass. As for the gameplay, Endria has a huge world with plenty of objectives to do aside from the main quest. There are side quests, there are bosses scattered throughout the world, and of course, special resources used to collect for the fun size forge to further enhance your team with some really powerful weapons. Now, this is a Japanese role-playing game, turn-based at that, so it's very easy to pick up and digest, and like any Japanese role-playing game, you'll be fighting the majority of the time. But Dragon Quest XI makes it all worthwhile. With the Definitive Edition comes even more content, a more traditional musical score that is just ear candy to anyone listening to it, and is truly the only way to go with this classic franchise for this most recent iteration. There's also a nearly free 10-hour demo of the game for you to not only try out, but also carry over your progress.
No! What are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it!
Number 3, Resident Evil 4.
Come on, man, it's Resident Evil 4! Why not have it set up in the 4th slot?
Well, the main reason is to make this bit actually possible. Plus, I feel the fact of me explaining this bit makes it a little bit more funny and
Well, despite to add some humor to something, I lost focus on you piece of
Resident Evil 4 was actually a video game I knew about since the Wii release, but ultimately never really had the desire or the means to play it. However, since becoming a taxpayer, I was able to collect a copy for the PlayStation 4. Up to this point, I've only played Resident Evil 2 Remake for the PlayStation 4. While still a great game, it's not quite the same as 4 for me due to a shift in focus from puzzle survival to a more action-paced game with the release of Resident Evil 4. Plus the fact that Resident Evil 2, both campaigns are often shaming the same gameplay, it also seems like it's overextending the time of the game. Now, I do have a full video planned out for Resident Evil 4, but I will still give you all the too long didn't read version. This game is truly a masterpiece. Everything in the game feels intentional and complements each other very well. I cannot say enough praise about this game. Everyone needs to go buy a copy and play this game. It's literally on nearly every console out there since the GameCube era, so there are plenty of means to save the ballistics. The environment, now not as creepy as or unsettling as Resident Evil still provides a great sense of discomfort to add a layer of immersion. The game-based difficulty in terms of puzzles and levels are just enough to keep you challenged, but generally never overwhelmed on normal difficulty. And the game is far more forgiving in terms of ammunition recovery items compared to earlier franchises entries in this series. I think another huge element to the success of Resident Evil 4 is just how much gameplay there truly is. Aside from the main story, there are small mini games around the world. Upon completion, there are new game modes you can explore, harder difficulties, and even a side story featuring Ada. The game holds nothing back, and I can't state how much of a masterpiece this game truly is. Number 4, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Mario plus Rabbids at first sound like a weird fan fiction, and it still does. However, this is a very solid title, released back in 2017 by Ubisoft on Nintendo Switch. Mario plus Rabbids combines a blue-collar job Nintendo characters with the Rabbids with only a face a mother can love, strategic turn-based combat that'll make you blush from ear to ear. The story itself for a Mario game is pretty solid. The gameplay is exceptional considering how much depth there is to explore in regards to Team Foundation, along with approaching on the battlefield. The atmosphere and music are second to none, being able to complement each other very well. It never feels out of place for the story and keeping the consistency on point for the world itself. In addition to the main cast of Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi, you will also get to call on the aid of cosplaying Rabbids of the very same characters, and every character handles very different in their own right. The only constant with your team is the inclusion of Mario. Aside from that, the rest is up to you. Some characters may be more beneficial for damage output, some may be more suitable for healing or stat buffing roles, while others may play their strength to obstructing your foes from movement. It's ultimately up to you as the commander to decide what will work for the current situation at hand. Because ultimately, this is one of those games where there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. In addition to team composition, there's a lot to consider, such as weapon upgrades, territory controlling, such as obtaining the high ground for added advantage, and of course, utilization of special skills during combat. I actually completed a full review, which you can find in the link description below. That goes far more into the detail about why I truly rank this game so high. Number 5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. One of the biggest things I wasn't expecting with the launch of the PlayStation 5, aside from a shortage that has lasted even to the point of this upload, was a new entry in the Ratchet and Clank universe. Considering the last entry to the series was a movie tie-in back in 2016, I thought it was over for our Lombax friend and his witty robotic friend. And then watching some of the exclusive for the PlayStation 5, I think we all had the same reaction.
God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
It wasn't considered a launch title since it was released a few months after the PlayStation 5. However, Ratchet and Clank truly took a look at the PlayStation 5 and wanted to show us, the consumer, what it can do, and not only that it's one of the best visual looking games I've ever seen, considering everything is on screen happening at the same time, but the game handles insanely well. The story of the game takes place across different dimensions along with different dimensional counterparts of both Ratchet and Rivet working together to restore their reality. The combat is a traditional Ratchet and Clank game. Not only is Ratchet using his trusty wrench for combat and Clank for additional support with the platforming mechanics, but we also have a wide variety of guns that not only add a spice to an exciting gameplay, but also some humor. Plus there is an additional layer of mental elements to consider as well. One of the main things I focused on with my playthrough is actually building up some of the weapons that offer consistent residual passive damage, such as Miss Fungi. Because not only does this summon up to 2 little drones to help you fight, but it does allow you to use other weapons, so essentially leaving 3 forms of damage on your opponents at the same time. Especially for the bosses, this helps tremendously. One of the most impressive aspects of this game is the presentation. The game itself is brilliantly vibrant with everything that is taking place on stream with no drop in frame rate. And the dimension hopping is very seamless, and honestly, it's pretty breathtaking. Insomniac has not only created a fantastic experience again, but they're also laying the groundwork for some of the greatness we can expect from this new generation of console gaming. And hopefully this example helps the other developers truly bring gaming to the new heights for this new generation. And that's it. Now, don't get me wrong, nearly every game I've streamed this year has been nothing but a blessing, considering the game itself, but to me, honestly, it's the community and the interactions we've been building. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all who turn into the live streams, positively interact in the Discord, and of course, helping support on good old YouTube. With the year coming to a close, I do want to thank you all, and I hope you and all of your family have a wonderful end of the year, and I wish 2022 brings nothing but the best for you, your family, and your loved ones. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.